Good morning, guys. Welcome to Ride VIP, the rideshare channel. My name is Serge, and in today's video I just want to talk to you guys and let you guys know what am I doing, how am I doing. I would like to ask how you're doing. Feel free to write some stuff in the comments below, share your ideas. So in today's video I want to tell you kind of like some of the things that I've been working on outside of working for Lyft or Uber. And also I would like to find out from you guys, have you been doing anything else besides Uber and Lyft, and how has that been, is it working out for you, or maybe you found some new job, maybe you moved on to your career, maybe this was a temporary thing. I'll tell you what, guys, as for me, I've been working Friday through Sunday. As I mentioned before, I sort of kind of stuck with that. It being the summertime, you know, there's lots of work to be done. Obviously, there's lots of work to be done with my other business. And I'll tell you what, guys, despite me being where I am, it's so difficult to really like make money with it. Like right now, I haven't made money in my automotive business this year. I sell parts every now and then, but I haven't made like new listings, so that's a little bit dead. And it's quite hard making listings if you're working, obviously. I did start, or more like continued, working on my business where I buy cars and fix them up and sell them. So far, the only thing I've been doing is buying, and spending lots of money on parts, and then lots of time goes towards fixing the cars. Maybe not so much of the time goes towards fixing them, but it's just, what I'm trying to say is it's been time consuming. It's not like I could quickly get stuff in and out. I think that's gonna come with time and experience, but I'm really not that experienced right now, nor do I really have lots of time. With that being said, having a wife and 3 kids, that also, you know, requires some time investment, which I'm happy to invest my time, because that is ultimately my life. And this week, I mean, it went by so quick. We had some bad weather in the beginning of the week, and then we had a couple days of good weather. So I could not work outside because I don't have a shop yet. I could not work outside and do what I wanted to do with the current project that I have, which is going to be buy, fix, and flip type of project, which currently it's a 2005 Chrysler 300 that I'm working on. If you guys would like to see how that project's gonna be moving along and what I'm doing and stuff, I would recommend visit my main channel, which has almost 30,000 subscribers, which is called Zimbaletta Motors. So I've been putting some automotive videos out to that channel. That's the only channel where I have the progress on what I'm currently doing when it comes to cars. On top of that, I have ordered parts for basically 5 cars. And all of the parts that I've been buying it on eBay. And when I've done the calculations how much I spent, I think I've spent over $6,000 in parts. And it seems always kind of like, even now, it seems like, what? Really? On top of that, I spent money on cars, obviously. And I've been keeping track. So all of the projects that I do, I will exactly show you where the money went. I have everything written down. This is the only way I could like be honest with myself and be realistic and say like, oh, okay, so I bought the car for X amount, I spent all this money in parts, and now I put in this type of time into fixing it. So this is how much money it has made me, or did not make me, because it is very possible to lose money. Now, one of the things I've been noticing is the car market is still kind of expensive. So there's a possibility that I could make some money. But when looking at Kelley Blue Book prices, they are cheaper than what the going rate for the cars are. But the Kelley Blue Book prices are making me very disappointed, because I look at that and I'm like, oh, I just invested all this money and time into this car, not even calculating my time, just the cost of the car, getting it to my house, which means towing, getting it registered under my name, getting some parts to basically get the car, you know, to the proper fix where I'm going to be satisfied in selling it in that condition. All of that takes money. And I'm looking and I'm thinking like, man, according to KBB, I'm probably going to break even, or maybe even lose some money. Which then makes me think like, well, I need to stop losing money if that's going to be the case. And then it makes me think like, well, if I'm losing money, like, what is the best course of action? Because I don't want to lose money. The only logical solution that I have for that is to then use that particular car, drive on it, put some miles on it while I'm selling it. But then I'm thinking, okay, well, putting miles on it might seem like a good idea, but the car with less miles sells for more money. Probably will sell faster anyways. And then by the time I fix everything up, everything's gonna be like looking very nice. And then imagine I'm gonna take a drunk home or whatever, and someone's gonna throw up in my car, and that means all that work of cleaning just went to nothing, basically. So it makes me kind of like question those type of things. I'm very analytical. It's a good and a bad thing at the same time. I don't like to lose money. I like to make money. But so far, it feels almost like I'm losing money. But in a way, it's a good thing, because I'm looking at this car flipping thing. I'm thinking like, man, I need to get cars that need less work. So that's teaching me something. You know, getting cars that just require very little work. And then also it made me realize as well that it's not important to make the car look the best. Like, I'm talking about getting the latest modern headlights, taillights, grills, bumpers, things that make the car look nicer. It's just probably unrealistic. And with that being said, like, for instance, I have a Chrysler 300C limited edition. So first, you know, it needed some front end type of stuff. It was in a light accident, and it also needed a quarter panel fixed. So just to make long story short, I already have everything on it, and then on top of that, I spent $1,000 extra getting brand new headlights, taillights, grill, bumper, and the bumper will make it look like a Chrysler 300C. Will it look better? Sure it will. But it's almost kind of like I'm fixing it for myself. The car has currently 102,000 miles for 2005. That's low miles. But at the end of the day, due to the year and due to the fact that it was in a car accident, it's got a rebuilt salvage title, I'm not gonna get top dollar for it anyways. So kind of like, yeah, in a way, if I do make it look good and it's like, for me, it's gonna serve me well, it will make me enjoy it a little bit more. I mean, it's immaculate. Like, the interior is immaculate. Like, if I could get the exterior looking as nice, that's gonna be a very nice car. As a matter of fact, when this car first came out, 2005, that was like my dream car. Like, I looked at that thing, I was like, whoa, I want this. And at the time I was driving a Volkswagen Jetta, so that was going to be quite of an upgrade. I had a 2003 Volkswagen Jetta, which I bought brand new, and I was still having payments on it. And when I look at the Limited, it was like $40,000. Well, almost there, but you know, with taxes and fees, it's going to be about $40,000. But I'm like, that's just too expensive. But it was like my dream car. So yeah, I would like to experience nostalgia of me finally getting to drive the car that I wanted. And after getting everything for the car, including the paint, I still have to paint it and having to fix everything, not including my time put into it, just the materials, and stuff that costs money, not my time. The car has cost me already $5,500, and I almost can't believe it. I'm like, what? That's a lot. This is not something you really think about when you get in the car, because I bought the car for $1,500, and then of course you got to bring it home, you got to pay for towing. Towing's like $175, then registering. I think I paid nearly $300 in registration. Then it needs tires, got all new tires. Then it needed a door, it needed rear control arms and stuff for the, you know, that stuff. I needed a sway bar for the front that got misaligned or whatever. It needed bushings, really. So I just got some bushings for it. And it needed like 2 fenders, a bumper, grill light, you know, headlights and stuff. I mean, I could have, like, that original stuff wasn't looking bad, but it was, you know, I didn't want to spend time fixing it, so I went to the junkyard and I bought the stuff. It wasn't crazy expensive. It's just, there's already like so much money. There's also stuff that I'm forgetting. I had to get an airbag for it, including a side curtain airbag. There's just a lot that really went into it. You know what I mean? So $5,500, which is not bad. But when I look at Kelley Blue Book, the retail is about $6,000 on it. So yeah, possibly make $500. But I'm still not through with the card, so there's other things that I may have to buy, like little things, which I will then have to include. So in a way, like, yeah, if I use the car, I could at least experience it, you know. I've been driving it around locally, like it's fixed. Oh yeah, I needed the alternator and the gas pedal because that went out. It does feel very nice. It's a very comfortable car. It feels as comfortable as a Range Rover, to be honest. It feels really good. But either way, I'm thinking if I sell it, I'll be better off, because I could always get another flip and just keep it going. Just learn from it, because not everybody makes money on their car flips. So this is why it's been so difficult to really shift gears and to just start doing the car flips, because my experience is just not there. I'm experienced in fixing things, but not so much in making money when it comes to that. And I hate to say it, you know, but that's true. I know I have potential in becoming good, but just because you know how to fix stuff doesn't mean you're gonna be a pretty good businessman, you know. I'm more good with using my head, like making money without like really investing money. You know what I mean? I know that's kind of hard to say, but I have ways of doing that. But my dad, he was a mechanic, and I grew up in a family where he fixed stuff and I fixed stuff. So, and I'm pretty good at it, and probably better than he was. And my brother's, I'm sure he's better than me. He's a full-fledged mechanic. He makes very good money as a mechanic. I mean, he got his own shop. You know, he works on luxury cars. Well, for luxury, he works on exotics. Started out with luxury, but now exotics. Anything from Porsche to Lamborghinis, Ferraris, on and on and on. But the thing is, I always done kind of like driving jobs. I did 14 years of expediting, and now I'm driving it. So this is driving to me has been by far the most profitable type of work that I have done. Of course, through the driving, I was able to save up a little bit of money and then buy a home for cash, a commercial zone property next to it. I got lucky in a way, but at the same time, everybody was telling me and my wife that it was impossible, and we managed to do that. But now I'm trying to get a home business going and basically just work from home and basically hopefully make as much, if not more, than I'm doing on Lyft or Uber. But that's easier said than done. One other thing that I realized, that maybe fixing cars and selling them, at least in the condition that I have them, is not as good of an idea. Maybe, I mean, it's a good idea, it's a perfect idea if I want to fix it for myself and then use it, then it's fine. It's a huge money saver. But for flipping, it's just too consuming, because you gotta buy the car, you gotta buy all the parts to fix it, and then you sell the car. You might make money, you might lose money. So I'm thinking about doing a shortcut and buy the car, and if it's not worth fixing, do all the math according to the current knowledge that I'm gaining right now, because this is going to be kind of like my first flip. It's weird to say it, because I'm thinking like I would have thought I would have a lot more flips by now, but I just don't, just because I never really focused on that, because I've been doing driving most of my married life, and only now I feel like I have the opportunity to start doing that. So I'm thinking the shortcut of it would be just to part out the car, stick it on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and everywhere else, and that's it. It means I just sort of eliminated all the work, because taking stuff apart is a lot easier than fixing stuff. And as long as I have lots of quantity of parts, then it means I could create cash flow. And I think cash flow is very important. And this is something what I'm kind of hating right now when working on the car. I'm putting in so much time, but I'm not getting any cash flow. And also I'm keeping track of sort of like lost time. And also, because I'm working outside and don't have the shop, I have to deal with the weather. I can't work when I want to work on a vehicle. That delays the project by a lot. Then I'm thinking like, well, if I would have just done Lyft or Uber at that same time, I would have basically made money. But this, it's sort of like almost kind of feel like I'm taking a risk. It may or may not pay off. At least with this first flip, I could already tell it's not gonna pay off, unless I could sell the car for $8,000, which about similar miles, similar year. When I Google it, they're selling anywhere from 8, 9, 10, as much as 11, which is weird that somebody would really pay that much money for an old car like that. But I mean, the car's not looking old by any means. I mean, if anything, I've done a lot of modernization to it. It's got a lot of new stuff on it. Plus, it's still low miles. So it's one of those things. But I think cash flow is important. If I could get the cash flow going, cash flow would basically get rid of all the time loss that I'm having. Because right now I'm facing time loss, and it kind of sucks. Because I do need money coming in. Even though my home is paid for, that's the only thing that really is paid for. I still have all the basic essentials that I gotta pay for, like utilities and food and everything else. And there's just a lot of expenses. And that means I have to constantly get out there and work and put the time in. You know what I mean, guys? I'm sure you're in the same boat as me. when it comes to, getting a cash flow going. It's just I did get a little bit lucky where I bought a home. But here's the thing, guys. I'm not very picky, and my wife is not very picky. We bought a very, 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 very ugly home. Very small, 900 square feet. And it's 1 hour away from Charlotte. Basically 1 hour away from civilization, kind of. But most people, they're not willing to move away from their family, their church, far away from their job, because they think location is everything. And because of that, they end up overpaying for the home and end up buying something that's very expensive. But then the downside of that is now you have to work extremely hard just so you could pay all those bills. While I still have to work hard and have to commute a lot further away now if I'm doing Lyft. But if I could get this home business going, then it's just fine, because my taxes are cheap. I could just work from home and slowly grow, and then I'm not gonna really be worried about going to Charlotte I don't go there every day now, but I have. So I guess this video is a little bit more like just sharing my experiences, guys, like with life, more like a vlog style. I know I have made videos like this before. Not trying to really be smart about anything. I'm just trying to let you guys know that I still have to work very hard to get money, basically, just flowing. And to be honest, only working 3 days a week, if it doesn't work out, like today has been very, very hard. It's a Friday and I've made slightly above 200, I think. So not a good Friday. I still gotta do 80 rides to get like $165 bonus, and I did under 20 rides today. So I'm thinking it's gonna be very hard the next 2 days to be able to pull an additional 60 rides. That's gonna be like very hard. We'll see. I don't even know. It would be nice if I could make $165 bonus, but I literally need to make 80 rides, and that's a mid bonus that I've chosen for myself. So with that being said, I'm almost home right now. I gotta get some rest, and I gotta get back out there today. The sooner the better, because there's only so much time that I have, and then time runs out and I don't get the bonus, obviously. But anyways, I'm just like thinking like, I still gotta finish the car, and I want to start the parts business, and there's just so much I gotta do, and I'm like, wow, I just don't have the time for everything. I can't be fixing a car and at the same time creating a parts business. And plus, if I create the parts business, doesn't mean that I'm gonna really sell the parts right away. I could just get some kind of cash flow going. It's just sort of like a balancing act right now. It's just hard starting out, because I think once I have a few listings up, more than I have now, because I probably have, I have quite a few listings, but I got to get a lot more out there. If I could do that and then wait, like while something's selling, I could be fixing something, then I could perhaps replace me working these 3 days a week with basically working from home. But in the beginning, it's going to be a huge pay cut, because if I don't sell anything, I don't make any money. So I still got to get cash flow going. Almost sounds like I'm complaining. I'm really not. Part of the reason I'm also sharing this with you guys is because I understand right now it's slow and it's kind of like hard times. And I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. Like, can I start something that could make me similar type of money? But everything that you will start is also a risk. And with all the bills coming in, it's a balancing act. It's kind of like, well, what do you do? Whatever you start will cost you money and time. So that means you're not investing your time into doing Uber or Lyft, but you still got to pay your bills. And the only way that you could actually start any kind of business in our situation, not if you got like lots of money. If you got lots of money, it's no problem, you know. You can just finance anything. But I'm living basically paycheck to paycheck. I hate to say it, but that's true. And with me basically cutting the amount of time that I'm working, I noticed I started using my credit card because it's a balancing act. You know, I just really am not made out of money. I just can't simply have money, you know, for that time that I'm losing, you know, because it's actually this is why it's actually costing me money and time when I'm working and stuff. On top of that, my family, they have needs, like, you know, I still got, like, it's just expensive, you know. I still yeah, I don't even want to bring that up, but you know how it is, guys. With kids, it's not cheap. It's constantly something. And I want to be able to give my kids, you know, a good childhood, you know. So for that to happen, I have to work extremely hard. And still doing 36 hours a week. That is just driving online time, basically 36 hours. That's almost like a full-time job. On top of that, commuting 1 hour there, 1 hour back, like that, I don't even calculate. That's like additional 6 hours. And additional time for like lunch or whatever. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's more than 40-hour week, you know. And on top of that, I'm doing other work and trying to spend time with my family. Like this week, I've taken my family to the lake so they could go kayaking. And then I've taken them fishing, because that's something that I want to do with my kids. At least we live 3 miles away from the lake, so that really helps. But anyways, guys, I do want to update you guys on my progress. I'm sure things will work out. It's working out a lot slower than I hope. And please keep me updated on your progress, because I think it's important to try to find something that pays us a little bit better than Uber and Lyft, and perhaps that's going to be something that's going to be like your career, something that replaces what you're currently doing. And in case you guys are my regular viewers, you might have heard me talk before that I'm in real estate school. I'm still in real estate school, but I sort of halted my learning because I just don't have the time for it. And what I realize is I mean, nearly impossible unless I just abandon everything. Like, I abandon my car projects and just start fresh. It's just not gonna really work out for me. I just don't know what to do with that. Like, I may have to give it another look at a different time, but right now it's just impossible. There's no way I could be going through school, fixing the cars, trying to get the parts business going, on top of it working for Lyft and having enough time to sleep and my brain to fully function. It's just impossible, you know. So I already worked since yesterday. I left home at like 5 p.m. and right now it's what time is it right now? 9. It's 9:09 that I'm returning. And literally that's it. I had a little coffee that I made home myself to save some money. And to get better quality coffee, I literally made myself Starbucks at home. So this is my first time that I'm actually bringing coffee. I got them in my thermos here. What I realized, if I put it in the seat here, it doesn't roll around the car, and it's nice and accessible if I want to have a sip between picking up riders. Just, guys, I'm a dreamer. Like, I see that I could be making more money. I know I could do really good in real estate, but that's almost kind of like completely shifting gears. And I'm thinking, man, I worked so hard to get to where I am. I got a commercial zone property next door. I work for all that stuff to get slowly, get some cars and then flip the cars and build my garage, because I know I got the money in the cars. I gotta sell them first. And that's just kind of like, at times it just feels like, you know how it is, like some days you feel optimistic and you feel like, boom, it's right there. And then other days you're like, dang, this is taking longer than I thought. I literally, I actually had, I know I was like telling you guys I was saving for a shop and everything. But that money's gone now. I've taken that money, I bought this Range Rover. I've taken that money and I bought a BMW X5. And I've taken the rest of the money and I bought all these different parts. So it's kind of like, well, at least I worked hard this winter and I was able to do these things because I got good deals. So, it is what it is. But now that I'm losing time, I better come out on top when it comes to my business, because it feels to me like it's just the same. Like, if I will make money, even if I make a profit, I really did not make a profit. If I would have just done Lyft or Uber, I would have made about similar. And this is an easy type of job. But I don't want to simply think that I'm going to be doing Uber and Lyft all my life to pay my bills. I got to come up with a creative solution to making more money. Because I know, like, once a business could get off the ground and you could start getting cash flow, ultimately when it grows, you could make more money. But at the same time, I've done so much research, and I already know, like, all of these businesses that I'm currently doing, and they're very hard. Like, the only one that would make the most amount of sense is would be actually a mechanics type of business, because as a mechanic, the only investment is your tools in your shop, and people come to you if they will come to you. If you could be a good businessman, they come to you, and then you could sort of like make good money. But then but it takes time to develop all the clients and stuff. I have clients because I have a YouTube channel, and I had to kind of put a stop to it once I started doing real estate, which feels like I sort of went backwards. I've made more money because while I was focusing on real estate, I also worked more for Lyft and Uber because I was studying while I was working, which I also made more money. So it's not like a waste of time or anything. I've gained some new knowledge, so that was good. But it's kind of hard to do everything. Sometimes I feel like I'm unstoppable. It's like I'm tuned into the universe and I'm just like downloading all this information. But then I look at myself and I'm like, man, I'm just a human being. Like I can't do all this stuff. But it makes me feel like I can, but I really can't. But anyways, I just made it home. Every time I get in here and I'm thinking, gosh, I am so lucky to have this. I'm gonna show you guys something. So I don't know if you could see this, but I got all them cars parked out there. That's my commercial zone property. There's my tiny home, and then I have more cars. By the way, my son built that big building over there. And then I have all them vans, all that stuff is mine. All of this stuff. So it's a great feeling that I have all this. Because for the most part, people just, they create a business so they could finally, get their own place and whatnot. A lot of times it's their dream home that they're wanting, but all I wanted was a home to put roots into the ground, guys. Like, so that I know it's mine, and then if I have a little bit of success, I wanted to have a property so I could, like, build my own shop, and I can work on my cars and then have an addition to my home and whatnot and expand it, because that is possible. But I think it's so much more difficult to just buy something beautiful, like a big piece of property, like a home, like a big beautiful home, because then especially now, the interest rates are going to get you, the tax is going to get you, and then you're just not going to have any time, and then you will lose your creativity. And me being 42 years old, I want to make sure that I don't waste my life just working, slaving away. You know what I mean, guys? None of this other stuff that I have here is by any means easy. And a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, most of the stuff that I'm doing, doesn't make me any money. The only thing that's making me money is my YouTube channels and some affiliate marketing stuff that I do, and Lyft and Uber. There's some other stuff. I also fly for a living. Sometimes I forget some of the stuff that I do. I do some consulting as well. I mean, there's money coming in from different sources, but there's certain income sources that I put a stop to, like being a mechanic. Of course, once I start selling car parts, I also sell parts, and I have a t-shirt business, which I don't even think about. I don't even log in, because it's a store that's made online, advertised through my channel. There's probably some sales being made, but I never even log in to look at it, because it's an automated type of store. When people order t-shirts or whatever, they make it and they send them off, But I would like to build more automated type of stuff, but I also like to work with my hands. But anyways, guys, surprising this is not as long of a video as I thought it was. But I'm home now. God bless you all. Best of luck to everybody. I'm just trying to be genuine with you guys, tell you guys how it is. I don't like to sugarcoat anything. Sometimes right now I obviously worked a full shift, more than a full shift. I also did Uber Eats earlier. That's why it has taken so long. But I motivate myself a lot of times. I'm like self-driven. I'm just like, sometimes I'm just high on my own energy, and I stopped drinking energy drinks. Now I have to stop by home and make me some coffee today, because I wanted to work till noon, but I stopped early, 3 hours earlier than I was planning to, because I already worked a lot. Working from 5 to 9, like 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. That's quite a lot. I'm surprised I'm not as tired as I normally am. But yeah. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.